Good morning. This week's video is going to be a little more live action than our traditional, like me sitting down with a ring light and telling you things and inserting clips. We're gonna test out a vlog this week. And the reason for that is because what I'm doing with my glucose monitors, I want you to see in real time rather than me reporting out on it after the fact. If that doesn't make sense yet, it will. Also, in last week's video, or a recent video, I believe it was last week's video, I talked about in my hair update that I hadn't tried wearing my hair naturally curly since I had color added. Today is a day 2, so you can see the frizz is very real. There's some retraining for sure going on, but honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So it will dry, it's wet. We're doing the no heat thing when it's curly, right? Because I don't want to damage it further. So we're trying to nurture it back to health. The point of this week's video is to test certain foods and things that I am learning about wellness in terms of my blood sugar levels. Back in January, I worked with Nutrisense to wear a little CGM. It's a constant, consistent glucose monitor. Essentially, this little device pairs with an app, and because there are pokies in it, it works with your body, your bloodstream, to monitor your blood sugar levels, which I think is really interesting. And in January, when I tried it, I wasn't necessarily testing any foods. I was trying to gather raw data about the things that I consistently eat on a regular basis. Being 4 years, almost 4 years out of weight loss surgery has given me a level of comfort and information in terms of, like, I know how much protein I'm getting in a day. I know how much water I'm getting in. Like, I have statistics that I'm pretty comfortable with. So in January, it was interesting to see that my blood sugar was in no way level. Like, it was not at all optimized for weight loss. Actually, I wasn't losing weight. I was just maintaining. And I'm in a season, literally the seasonal change, and my body does naturally lose weight between like winter, spring, summer. And I think that's simply because I'm more active outdoors. Like, there's only so much I can do inside. You know from my arthritis video that there's been a pause on running for me. That's been challenging in order to make sure that I'm still getting my calorie deficit. So this week I wanna do some actual tests and show you. I wanna test some things that I've been learning. I've been reading books like The Glucose Revolution, listening to podcasts like The Glucose Goddess. So I have some testing to do, and one of the first tests I'm going to do is around breakfast and if my protein shake is actually causing my blood sugar to spike in the morning. Because one of the things I've learned is that breakfast sets the tone for the day. So it doesn't matter if you intermittently fast, though there's all kinds of data to show that maybe for weight loss surgery patients, intermittent fasting is not the best solution to getting all your protein in. And then I have a blood panel to do soon because I'm getting some of my hormones tested. This is a year of wellness for me. That doesn't mean it's a year of the smallest my body's ever been. That's absolutely not the case. The smallest my body's ever been was in 2020, a year or so after my weight loss. I've certainly gained weight since then. Nothing that alarms me, but when I say wellness, I mean like I'm learning about my hormones, my future health. I care more about my diet and the things that I put in my body for holistic reasons. So learning about my blood sugar, that's really hard to say, levels is a part of that. So I wanted to unbox my nutrisense with you and put it on. I think I did this last time in a reel or a TikTok. I remember not loving this. These are the stickers that like go over the glucose monitor. And I think my skin is super sensitive, so I don't think my skin liked that very much. But we will go through the process together. In case you didn't watch the January video, we have the quick start guide. I believe I already have the app. I do. One part, two parts. They kind of look like big K-cups to me if you're a coffee person. There are digital instructions, but it also comes with a paper instruction. Okay, step one. I also wonder, would it make a difference which arm you wear it on? I'm gonna wear mine on the left because I'm right-handed, so it's like easier for me to apply. Look, what is this tan line, Jules? Okay. We are cleaning the area. Great. Okay, we are opening this contraption that it like looks so much scarier than I think it actually is. Twist off. This looks like a little bug face to me. And we align these in here. Push down. Okay, so this is the part that always looks scary. Do you see that teeny tiny needle? I swear it didn't hurt last time. Okay. We find our placement. Right here looks good. And we push. Didn't hurt. Ta-da! Ooh, 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 okay. If you wanted to, this is a sticker. It protects this guy from like the world, but honestly, the residue of the sticker and the peeliness of the sticker, my skin didn't like it. So we're just gonna go with the straight monitor. This is a good time for me to do it because it is before ocean swimming season, really. It's a little too cold to swim in the ocean just yet. These have not been tested in salt water, but you can wear them in water. What did the directions say? Up to 30 minutes at a depth of 3 feet or less. So I can still take a bath. Because you know, I love my tubs. Speaking of wellness, we love an Epsom salt bath. So now we are ready to, I remember this being really cool, scan your sensor. We are at the farm. This is my breakfast almost every single day. I haven't taken any sips yet, but the goal is to see, will this spike my blood sugar? We're gonna pick some peonies. I want the pink ones. They're so pretty. There's one down there calling my name. Nature's little gems hidden in here. Callie's got a bag. She wants to make strawberry rhubarb crumble, though we still have it in the fridge. Smells good? Yeah. We are leaving the farm now. Callie actually just went with my sister to go visit my mom, and I'm gonna go home and figure out how to do some editing, and I will show you my farm haul. I'm still finishing my protein shake. If you've been here for any length of time since surgery, you know that I rely on this. It's my literal breakfast every single day. So if it spikes my blood sugar, like I literally don't, what am I gonna do? We are freshly back from the farm. It is turning out to be such a beautiful day. I need to clean the Airbnb after I talk to you, so I pulled my hair back. Retraining curls is a whole thing. I think I put too much product in my hair this morning. Like, it's not scrunching out. It's fine. I wanted to show you what I got from the farm, and then I'll probably do a little time lapse of replacing my flowers. So we're so lucky to have Coonamessett Farm in town. Falmouth is so interesting because it's not really farmland, though it used to be a long time ago. We have some gorgeous farms, and Coonamessett is huge. We're very friendly with a lot of the staff there. They have chickens and animals, and their picking kind of just opened. So normally we go and we rifle around for eggs, which we did find some. I'll show them to you. But strawberries are officially in season, so it's like early mid-June. Look how, I know you can't see them. They are so beautiful. They smell amazing. So I do want to wash these and get them into my cute little berry container. Today is also the Strawberry Festival. Yeah, Falmouth has one of those. How quaint and adorable. Also, I used my cute little bog bag. How farmy of me. So I have a strawberry dress that comes out once a year. Today's the day, so I will be showing that to you too. We picked a handful or more of just green lettuce that I am going to try to make salads for lunch, like green leaf. Look how nice those are. Like, they're filthy because they come from the earth, but these are nice. They're gonna be super crispy with strawberries, maybe some nuts if I have them. And then I also picked up a goat cheese from the farm store. I have Green Goddess dressing from Trader Joe's. Callie has ranch. I think she'll love that. I bought Mark. When you're watching this video, it will be Father's Day in America, but I bought him this little Pyre hot sauce in jerk. These are like small batch grown, so I'll have to hide this in the fridge until next week as part of his Father's Day gift. We got some eggies. The blue ones are my favorite. Look how even with the dirt, it like looks speckled. I said to my sister, I feel like I am a woman who would love to live off the land. And when you see the garden vlog that's coming out next month, this will make more sense to you. I've been like growing things from seed. I've been taking care of the garden. I'm really embracing that outdoor garden-y lifestyle, but where would I get my manicures? Could I garden outside in like Christian Dior wellies? Where do we see the dichotomy there? But I love picking things. I love it. It's so much fun, especially when it's like grown locally. And then these little beauties, they have a full peony farm. Their bouquets are gorgeous, like their bushes are huge. So I am now going to wash some fruit and veg, get things in the fridge, and then replace my peony arrangements that are dying from the ones in my front yard. So I did harvest the peonies that you will see in the time lapse myself, but they're like on their way out. The leaves are starting to fall, so we'll replace them with some fresh blooms. Leafing the lettuce out to dry. It occurs to me in this moment in time that I don't have a salad spinner. Could be something I need. Why you put the sticker on. I was cleaning. Do you see my little bloody boo-boo? I was cleaning the Airbnb, and like I'm pretty clumsy as a human, and there's a pole down there, like a structural pole, and I went around it too quickly and pulled, like with the force of my body, I pulled the CGM out. It didn't hurt, but thank goodness I had a second one, because how would we get this content otherwise? So I put the other one on. I am now waiting. You have to wait after you scan it for the first time. After you activate it, you have to wait like a half an hour to an hour to input data. So I finished my protein shake a while ago. I'm not gonna eat anything else until after I get that data back, because that's like the thing I'm most interested by. I took my earrings out while I was cleaning because I was like all over the place. And I lied, the Strawberry Festival is not until you're actually watching this vlog. So stay tuned on Instagram for the strawberry dress. The one I was looking at is not the one in our town. So we'll wait for that one. I am gonna finish up cleaning, and when I have news about my protein shake, you will be the first to know. Well, you'll be the first I tell, but you'll not be the first to know. My hair out of that clip. See how the pieces that are colored don't want to curl, but I'm gonna try to give them their best shot today. This is the outfit of the day. I thought I might be changing into my strawberry dress, but alas, not yet. This is a little two-piece set from Anthropology. I do not have it tucked in the back. I like the little tuck. It's like super loose and flowy. Pockets, though I wish the pockets didn't like stick out as much. I have my Sam Peel earrings in. Remember this ring? If I still have a link for this, it's the like beehive gold one. And then I am bringing my jean jacket, one of the trusty ones, because we're gonna be outside at the winery for lunch. And yeah, when I have data, I will get it to you. Still waiting. I need to pick out some sandals, and I'm gonna grab Mark a sweatshirt and get Callie her winery bag ready, and then we'll go. I just did my morning glucose scan before we have lunch, and so far my protein shake did not spike my blood sugar. Because it is day one with the CGM, I am going to continue to try it with my protein shake, because your results can vary right away in the beginning, but I am relieved because that's my favorite way to start the day. I have this little nugget down here with the girls. Remember these cuties from vacation?
Yeah, remember me
them?
from vacation?
So we're at the winery and we're gonna have some rosé and lunch.
Yay!
And then we'll scan again and see how sugary wine impacts your blood.
Have fun.
This is a rosé flight, which I've never had at the winery before. Dry, sweet, berry, and then a frosé and a berry frosé. Honestly, I'm a little nervous about those two based on their sugar content, but it's National Rosé Weekend, so we have to. From a makeup-free early start to a Sunday. It is a beautiful blue sky day. Yesterday we spent the afternoon at the winery and the weather was crazy. It would like pour, which was really cool because they have tents. I'll insert some clips here of Callie like running through the rain, and then it would be sunny and beautiful out. So it was just a gamut of weather emotions all afternoon, but it was really fun. I always start my Sundays the same way. So this is one of my like post-op reset routines that I do on Sundays. I'm lucky enough today that I'm gonna get to work out outside in my backyard. I typically start Sundays with either some type of hot yoga or like cardio yoga flow for at least a half an hour. And then we do breakfast. It tends to be a shower day, whether I wash my hair in the morning or the evening. Not that you're interested in that for this particular vlog, but if you want hair updates, it's the one back. And in terms of glucose and blood sugar, I have been doing some research, and the data says that starting the day by grounding and getting your eyes into sunlight, or at least outdoor light, is supposed to help keep your glucose stable throughout the day, instead of starting the day with like the blue light from your phone. So my alarm's been going off. I've been waking up, coming and just in my bathrobe, standing outside in the wet grass, facing into the sun, which just happens to always be the morning light is behind our house. So that's what I'm starting with now. I did bring my yoga mat out because the grass is wet from yesterday. All the plants are so happy. My little seedlings are thrilled with this rain. I may end up transplanting, I'm looking at them right now, some of them today, particularly my sweet peas, and I have some cosmos. I'm just really happy with my plantings. So we're going to start with some yoga. I just scanned in for the first time today with my nutrisense. My glucose seems to be relatively low but stable. That makes sense. Like, I've been sleeping. I haven't broken my fast yet. And then I may make this morning, because we have fresh eggs from the farm, I have tomatoes, and I have goat cheese. Since we went to the winery and I didn't end up making those salads for lunch, I'm wondering if I can make a frittata with some of those ingredients, and that would be a savory way to start the day, and we can check in and see how starting with savory impacts our blood sugar. So let's do a little bit of morning yoga stretch together. I probably should have looked at the frittata recipe first, because then I would have prepped it, put it in the oven, and worked out in the meantime, but I didn't. So I'm going to make savory scrambled eggs using eggs from the farm, already in my mixing cup. I'm gonna whip them up with a little bit of whole milk, and then I am going to add in some cheese and maybe some of the lettuce. Ooh, that sounds good, from yesterday's farm. So I'll show you the final product. Hi, boo. This may not look appetizing, but I think it's going to be delicious. Today's experiment is with a savory breakfast. So this is 2 farm fresh eggs, some goat cheese from the farm, tomatoes, some of the lettuce I picked yesterday, and the Trader Joe's green goddess dressing. A proper good morning to you. We are up and ready, still outside. I just scanned after I had my savory egg scramble breakfast, and my glucose level is around an 85, apologies for the lighting, which yesterday it was an 86 after my protein shake. So I'm gonna keep tracking, but I thought you might find that interesting. I don't know which has more protein than the other, though I would assume 2 eggs with feta and a little bit of butter and milk does, but I also know that's gonna be far more calories. So it's almost lunchtime. I do need to get in more water today, but yeah, that's where we are.
Wait, look at Mama.
Peonies, so fickle. Look, some of them are already turning and falling. Some are still in bud form. I thought we were coming at the perfect time. This one's happy.
Don't jump on me.
Such a show off. Tell by my puffy face, it is bright and early in the morning, and we are outside. We just did a 10-minute strength, like a super fast morning workout, whole body, with squats and lunges and push-ups. Put my face into the sunshine, my feet into the earth, and now I'm gonna go make myself some bone broth and see what that does for my blood sugar. But good morning, just wanted to say hi. And you know I love you when I come to you looking like this. It's officially my first day of summer. School got out yesterday, did a little outdoor workout, and now we're about to shower in the glorious sunshine with my bae. Apologies for the quality of this footage. I forgot my camera for today's first summer vlog. My seatbelt. I told you my skin is very sensitive. I am currently at Snatched Beauty Bar in Plymouth, and I introduced you to Snatch, I think in January. There was a vlog I did about like come shopping with me, what I bought in January, and I came here on a very cold, rainy day for a facial. But today, since it is officially my first day of summer, meaning yesterday was my last day of school, I didn't have to set an alarm today, I thought that I would do a little bit of pampering today to kind of celebrate the work that I put in during the year, because around here we are all about celebrating life's little and big moments. So I'm going to do, I think it's called a brow goals appointment. So I just took my sunglasses off. You can see here, she needs a wax. This side doesn't seem to get as growy. I've been using my like lash serum also in my eyebrows, and I do get my eyebrows microbladed, so then I don't really need to fill them in. But this treatment is like also a little bit pampering, because I think they're going to put like a face mask on me. They're going to put like little things under my eyes, and I do have a full face of makeup on, which is totally fine. She can take it all off to pamper my skin. And then I brought some like things to touch up afterwards. So maybe we can touch up together when I'm done. But we're also going to do some party supply shopping today, because the next vlog you'll see, which you should be subscribed here if you want to see it, is about Callie's last day hooray party. We did an ice cream theme last year. This year we're doing a mermaid theme. It's gonna be great. So yeah, let's go get pampered. I've had my protein shake already. I have my water with me. Need to stay hydrated. And then I don't know yet what we're doing for lunch, so it might be an interesting experiment to see what kind of lunch can we get where my glucose won't spike, because later we'll talk all about the patterns I'm noticing in my blood sugar levels and what I'm doing to try to like combat that experiment wise. So stay tuned. So that took about 45 minutes. It was so lovely. I actually don't think I have a ton of places to touch up. I do get quite red, and I have been known to like scab. Remember the Bermuda vlog where my eyebrow was like actually scabbed over because of a wax? So something, just as a reminder, if you are getting your face waxed in any capacity, you want to stop like all AHA, BHA, retinol, tretinoin, retin A, Accutane things, skincare, because they are skin thinners, and you're more likely to like rip off that area of skin, and that can be very damaging, and that's what causes things like bleeding and scabs. I didn't scar from that experience, but this was so nice. So as you are getting your eyebrows done, they do an under eye mask, which I don't even know if I need to apply makeup on top of it. I feel like it's extra hydrated. Maybe I'll do a little bit in here. And then after the waxing and the detail work on the brows, which I think look really nice, they apply a very hydrating jelly-like, sorry, text message, facial to like this area. Like, do you see the area on my face that's red? And then while that sets into place, they take a jade hair gua sha and like scrub your scalp. Oh my. And then they apply a lip mask, and they do like a heavy moisturizer and they take a cold jade roller and like rub that in. It was just so lovely. So if you are on the Cape or in the Cape area, the Boston area, South Shore, Massachusetts, you need to get the brow goals at Snatched. It's not very expensive, and it is 45 minutes of just pampering, plus you come out with awesome eyebrows. I did ask about eyebrow lamination because I get my eyebrows microbladed, so I'm wondering if I have enough brow hair to try lamination because I think it looks really pretty. She said I do, so that might be something that I tackle this summer. And if you're interested, will you let me know in the comments below? I think we might do a little party prep shopping. I want to try to find an Ulta for a summer perfume that I've been after. I'm really into perfumes lately. So we're going to do some exploring in this area, and then I will catch up with you and whatever I eat. And this puppy a little bit later. Look, you can see all the lines from laying on the table. And we're back on the proper camera again. I thought I would scan my lunch in with you and then kind of wrap up what I've learned throughout the course of this week and what my next experimentation steps are going to be. Let me apologize for the yard work going on outside. And if you want to see what our future yard is going to look like, stay tuned, be subscribed. So I've definitely had a glucose spike, nothing out of the safe zone for lunch. I was kind of testing a theory here. I am not insulin resistant or diabetic, so my insulin levels come back down. My glucose levels come back down after about 2 hours, even after a spike. But I was in the 130s for lunch. I did have a chicken sandwich, and I find that bread and carbohydrates really do like elevate my blood sugar levels. It does still say that my daily glucose score is a 9, which is good. So that's helpful. So a few of the experiments that I've done this week are around breakfast. I'm reading the Glucose Revolution book, I'm listening to the podcast, and there are 4 different types of experiments that you can do to try to maintain a healthy glucose level during the day, and I will tell you why that's also important. The first recommendation is to have a savory breakfast. Now, I have been testing my actual protein shake all week, and it actually has a better glucose score than the savory breakfast that I tried with eggs. So I will leave a screenshot here of what the glucose index looks like for the Fairlife protein shake. I can't speak to all protein shakes. It would be interesting when I make my own because I tend to add more fruit in them. Would that elevate the glucose level? My guess is yes, but I was really pleased because that protein shake has been a go-to for 4 years. So, and I don't imagine that changing anytime soon. One of the patterns I'm seeing is that as the day goes on, my glucose levels are more irregular. So my next experiment, that probably won't be in this video, but if you're interested, let me know and I will do a follow-up video, like a series to go with this, since this is the second video that I'm doing blood sugar and weight related content about, is to add a tablespoon of vinegar before you eat a glucose heavy meal. If you have any recommendations on what kind of vinegar, that would be super helpful. My guess is that it's going to be apple cider vinegar, but I haven't gotten this far in the book yet. And that honestly really scares me. I can do pre-workouts, I can drink bone broth with blended veggie powder and collagen, but can I drink just like a shot of apple cider vinegar? I don't know. The third tip or experiment is not one that I think I can recommend to post-op weight loss surgery patients because it's about having a veggie appetizer before a meal. Now, post-op world is like all about protein, but the point of eating the veggie first and then waiting 20 to 30 minutes is so that you have a fiber kind of like wall in your bloodstream and in your intestines so that less glucose can get in. I think if I were more worried about my glucose levels, that might be one that I stick to. I might try it, but I'm concerned about my protein intake decreasing if my belly is full of like fibrous veggies. And it doesn't matter if you cook, saute, boil, bake, or eat your veggies raw. So if you are not a weight loss surgery client, then this might be something that you want to try in case you are looking to experiment with your own glucose levels. And the last one is about movement. So 1 meal a day after you eat, you are supposed to move for 10 minutes continuously, whether that's walking, you could do calf raises under your desk, but it's supposed to be for 10 minutes. Something I really like about this book, and if you're not woo-woo, you might not go with me here, but go with me, okay? Is that it talks about, if possible with your movement, getting outside, putting your bare feet on the earth and looking to the sun, because that type of grounding recharges your electrons in your body. Like you are releasing what you need to release and balancing with the earth. You know, I'm a girl who makes moon water, so I am all about that. I've been exercising every morning outside barefoot in the wet grass, and I do crave that when I wake up. I want to be outside now. And yes, there's a weather change component to that, but I also think that my body is just like craving that type of natural connection. So I love that. If you're not into it, you're not into it, and that's okay. But the book has been talking about like ancient practices that now have scientific data to support them. I'm not a scientist. I am not a nutritionist. I'm just sharing my wellness journey with you in hopes that maybe it inspires you and that we can have like an ongoing conversation along the way. One of the other pieces of research that I found to be interesting is that when we mindfully eat, the data suggests that our bodies process glucose less quickly. So when we are like enjoying the experience, when there's not a screen in front of us, when we're paying attention and listening to our bodies, I feel like that makes sense logically, and it's definitely something that I'm going to practice going forward, or continue practicing going forward, but with a little more intention for glucose reasons. There are implications to having a glucose level that spikes and comes down all day. So obviously there is the energy component. When you're more tired, it's probably because you're crashing from a glucose peak. There is a weight loss component here, that it's easier to stay in a range that's best for weight loss when your glucose is more stable. But then there are also other things I care about, like my skin. So I've been learning about how when we have glucose, apologies for the glitter if you can see this here, the next video will explain why there's so much shimmer on this hand. I got distracted by it in the viewfinder. So when your glucose is peaking and then returning and peaking and returning, it actually breaks down the collagen within your skin, making you more prone to wrinkles. So there's an eczema piece here too with inflammation. Like those peaks can cause inflammation, which can cause redness in your face. For me, I did have eczema. I had rosacea. I was born with it on my cheeks, so I tend to have more of like a pink pigmentation. But after weight loss surgery, my eczema that was on my elbows and my rosacea have really cleared up because there's less inflammation in my body overall. So I found that part of the science interesting as well. So if you are interested on going on your own glucose journey, like figuring out what's working for you and what's not working for you, I would highly recommend nutrisense. I've shown you like this doesn't hurt. It stays on, you get your own data on the app, but then also they have all of these like mini courses about understanding glucose values, the rise of nutritionism. They have nutritionists who you message with about things that you care about after you take your questionnaire, and they address with you. So there are food experiments that you can do. There's just so much information to cram into the 2-week time frame that you're wearing this, but it's pretty fantastic. So you do have to replace this if you're going to wear it for more than 14 days. but you still get to stay on their program. So I'm just really enjoying learning new things about how my body processes foods and how I'm watching my diet shift and make more conscious decisions to maintain my glucose levels. So I'm definitely gonna try the vinegar trick. I'm definitely gonna try the movement after one meal, probably lunch every day, because I build in a workout in the mornings anyway. So like taking a 10-minute walk sounds nice after lunch. Like my body naturally wants to move. I wonder if that has anything to do also when I feel too full, that movement has been the answer to not throwing up. Interesting. I'm not sure if I've ever shared with you that during my pregnancy with Callie, I did have gestational diabetes. So I would have to finger prick myself 4 times a day, record my numbers, and then make sure that I was monitoring them so that they weren't very high, which meant that I couldn't eat a lot of carbohydrates, refined sugar. It was very much like whole foods and protein, which funnily enough is kind of how I operate now. So making sure weight loss surgery really eliminated the risk of me being pre-diabetic, because if you have gestational diabetes, you're more likely later in life to develop diabetes as well. And weight loss surgery helped with that. But having the peace of mind to see my numbers all within a healthy range most days is helpful. Let me know if you want a part 2 of this glucose development. I feel like if you are immediately post-op, this is probably not right for you because you're on such a strict intake. But if you're pre-op and getting ready for surgery, knowing what works well within your body can be extremely helpful. And then if you are like 6+ months post-op and you want to maximize your weight loss in that 6 to 12 month window, this would be a really helpful tool to do that. So I hope that this was helpful and informational for you. It certainly has been for me, and that it was also entertaining to watch the experiments. I will have on Instagram my actual food experiments coming out this week too, and probably some more, maybe to do with vinegar. I'm a little nervous about that one. And I am going into this summer with the expectation that it's the summer of wellness for me. And again, that doesn't necessarily correlate to weight loss, but I am habit stacking. I'm moving more than I ever have. I'm practicing yoga more consistently, and that brings me so much joy. I'm drinking all my water. I'm going to be getting BRCA tested. That will be a whole separate video in relation to breast cancer in my family. But I feel like this will just be my summer of wellness, and having this background information on how my body processes sugar is really helpful. So whatever your reason, I would recommend this for most people, especially my post-op friends who are in like a more stable part of their journey. And I hope you are having an absolutely incredible start to the summer season. Happy Father's Day for those of you celebrating. And I hope you subscribe to see what's coming up next in this exciting summer. I love you so much. Bye, friends.